Lover, lover. Hello? Are we live? Hello? All this technology, it's too much for me. It's too much for me. Can anybody hear me? I should have put that on again, shouldn't I? Oh, we are live. Wowzers, me trousers. We got the money. It's not coming in on my chat though. That's unfortunate. What's going on? Yeah. Hello, everyone. Welcome. This is me trying to work out technology. I don't know what I'm doing. Apparently, so far I've dropped 1,707 frames of me. That's how good my computer's running this stream at the moment. Yeah, this is actually not just going through the webcam. This is actually I'm streaming this. Yeah, streaming this, and I haven't got a clue what I'm doing. No, not a clue. I didn't even know I was live, but apparently I am live because the Moaning Yorkshireman can see me. He says yes, I am live. You flannel. Yeah, okay. Let's see if we can make me a little bit bigger there. How's that? Hello, everybody. Welcome to me. And look who's back. Yes, it's TB the Bear. Let's go full screen on that a minute. The TB the bear. Ooh, no, not that bad. Well, I'm glad it's working anyway. I'm glad it's working. I don't know why the chat isn't working now. I can't see the chat. I'm actually looking at the chat over on the laptop. That's very weird. Oh, it's got subtitles because Dave needs subtitles. Oh, this is. I'll tell you what. This is going to be the best stream ever. Yeah, I should retitle it. Old man tries to work out technology and dismally fails. Yeah, I'm pretty sure TB could work this out better than I can. Yeah, so apparently I'm live streaming. Say hello to all your fans. Say hello to Josh, the Moaning Yorkshireman. Yes! Well done. Well done indeed. Oh my God. So as you can see, I've been sort of experimenting behind the scenes. I haven't had a lot of time this week, but yeah, I've been experimenting on actually streaming. Apparently my computer in the right hand corner here is constantly going red, so that means it's not good. It means it doesn't like it. Let's get rid of that a minute. So yeah, so I can do lots of things. Apparently, I can move myself up there and I can't work it out. I can't work it out. What a flannel! But I can't work out where the comments are either because they're not on the screen I'm looking at. It's very weird. I've got to look over at my laptop. I thought I'd jump in to say hello, but oh my God, stick with the all seasons. Yeah, you're right there, Josh. You're right there. I think I should stick with the all seasons. Let's see if I can make this. I don't know. How can I make it bigger? Is there any settings? What the bloody hell's all that shit mean? Show transition, de-interlate. Oh God, this is very too much for an old person. This is too much for an old person to try and work out here. How do you make it go? Oh, hang on. If I do that, like, oh, hang on. I think I might. No, that's only that, isn't it? I want to make it all the way to the. No, but that's going to overlap then, isn't it? Oh, for fuck's sake! Oh, for fuck's sake! This is going to be a great one. Yeah. Here I am. Here I am. I don't know what's going on now. What is going on? I'll tell you what though, it looks pretty decent looking at the laptop. I know I've got quite a few drop frames, and at the moment the computer is sort of going from yellow. Oh, it's gone red now. It's going from yellow to red to green, so it's not too bad. I don't think it's too bad. But yeah, looks like you're the only one watching though, Josh. So well done. Well done indeed. Right, okay, let's get rid of this. I don't even know how to stop it either, so this stream might oh, it says stop streaming. There you go. I can see it. It says stop streaming in the right hand corner. Oh my God. Yeah. We're doing well, Josh. We're doing well. I still haven't got a clue what I'm doing. Let's bring that up a minute. Please stand by, everyone. Please stand by. This is the Hookster being an absolute. Here we go. This is what I wanted. So let's make that smaller now. See, and there's the channel. There's the channel. F1 Games PlayStation. Yes, F1 Games PlayStation. So how have my views been doing this week? Oh, we've got one watching at the moment. The Wreckfest. Whoa, 41 views. Fantastic. All seasons 53. I was getting a little bit worried about that because it wasn't hitting my 50 view target, but we're all good. We're all good. And Carmi J's got 50 as well, which, you know, I never really worry about those ones, to be honest. Not the 2021 videos. I don't really worry too much about those. But as long as me all seasons does all right. Oh, for fuck's sake, will you stop sending me messages, Google Chrome? Yes, yes, go away now. No, I don't want to know what the weather is. Please go away. Hello, Mr. Jupiter. Welcome to the stream. Yes, this is a different stream. A very, very different stream indeed. Yes, very different. I don't even know what I'm doing. Oh my god, I'm getting messages left, right and centre. But yes, so welcome everyone. From me and TB, I can see subtitles at the bottom of the screen on the laptop. If you're getting the subtitles, then well done, well done. Yes. Actually, my computer is now showing green. It's now showing green, so we could be okay. We could be okay for this. I'm not quite sure. Anyway, wow, this is a disaster just waiting to happen, isn't it? I hope you can all hear me okay. Yeah, it's the old man talking again. Yeah. Now, I've done this like this for one purpose only, because at some point later on, but of course I've got to... Oh, will you stop sending me messages? What the hell, chuffing hell's going on here? Go away. Yes, because what I want to do eventually is to actually... I don't know if this is going to work or not, but I will... Facebook, on the messenger, I will actually see if I can video call with someone. Yes, I'll see if I can video call with someone and see if it actually works on the stream. Now, I will ask Josh, but he's probably busy. But Josh, if you're still actually watching, if you want to be part of the F1 Games PlayStation experiment, I will try and call you on Facebook Messenger and we'll see if it actually comes out on the stream. I've no idea if it will or not, but Josh, if you're still there watching, then give me a shout back. I won't actually do it without your permission because you might be in the middle of doing something. But if you aren't, then give us a call back and tell us if you can or not, and I'll see if I can actually contact you on Facebook and we'll see if it comes through. It'll only be a couple of minutes, don't worry, I won't keep you too long. So yeah, that'll be fun. Jupiter says, can you do an F1 2006 Championship Edition Last Man Standing video? Well, I'd love to do that. Yeah, especially with the damage model on that game, which was really good, really decent, has to be said. Yes, loved it. So I might get round to that. Apparently the stream is doing okay. There's a little thing here somewhere which tells me if I'm doing okay or not, but I can't see where it is. Oh, here we are, stream health. That's the one. Oh, it says no data. Viewer activity. That'll be the Moaning Yorkshireman. No data. Lovely. Okay, so yeah. There we go. Let me just move that over there a little bit, like that. Yes. There we go. So there is my YouTube channel, which, you know, you don't get to see unless you actually go onto YouTube. And I did it a year ago and it was amazing. Nice one. I'm actually now this is interactive. This is interactive TV for you here, Mr. Jupiter, because I'm always writing down ideas, and I'm going to write that one down. Now, I'm not going to promise that it's going to happen, and it won't be happening straight away because I've got tons of these career modes I'm doing. But in the future, because I always save Christmas time for some different videos. So in the future, you may get to see that. So I'm going to write that down. F1 2006 Championship Edition. Championship Edition. Last Man Standing. There you go. It is now officially written down. Now, Josh, are you still out there? Come on, get back to me, Josh. Get back to me. Come on. Are you still out there, Josh? Are you still out there? I don't know. I think he may have gone. He couldn't stand it any longer. Just make that a little bit bigger. There you go. That's better. So, Josh, are you out there, Josh? Come back to me. Right, so what we're going to do... Let's move this over here a minute. I keep forgetting I'm streaming. Streaming right now. This is going to be a total disaster, I'll tell you. A total disaster. I'm just reading the comments. Right, what I'm going to do now is... Let's put that up there a minute. That's what I want to do. I want to bring that bigger. Let's bring that bigger. There must be a button that you can just make that full screen. Full screen? Oh, no, didn't want that. Didn't want that. La la la. La 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 la. Come on, there must be a way. I did it off air. But I can't do it now. No, that's not it either. Oh, now I've done it. I can't set it back now. There you go. Scale to window. Right, okay. But I want to know how I can just make this full bloody screen. Like that, is it? Is that how you do it? I don't know. Right, okay. So I want you to do that. So we can talk about the F1 2022 calendar, because a lot of people have asked me to talk about it. So this is basically what I was doing this stream for, actually, just to test. Did. So I'm gonna race calendar. Let's have a look and see if it's on there. Oh, this is going well. This is going well. I can't find half the stuff I'm looking for. Talk amongst yourselves. So what shall this broadcast be about? Yeah, it's going to be about the F1 2021 calendar. 2022 calendar, sorry. Getting my years mixed up here. Calendar. That's what I wanted. That's what I wanted. Oh, for God's sake, why every time you put on the calendar it changes to somewhere else? Oh, this is going well. I got it. This is going well, everyone. This is going well. Right, hopefully I've got it now. Let's make me smaller. Let's make me smaller. We'll cover over that advert as well. We don't want that. We don't want that. Okay, here we go. This is what I want to talk about. The F1 2022 calendar. 3 races might be cancelled. Oh, okay, let's get on to that. Right, okay. I've been asked to comment on the calendar, so that's exactly what I'm going to blooming well do. Yes, blooming well do. How do I feel about the calendar? Well, first of all, yeah, once again, far too many races for a season of F1. 23 races is too many. Now, some of the things I'm not happy about are... Let me see if I can get my... Can you see that on screen? I don't know if you can see that on screen. My mouse moving up and down. I've got to look at the laptop and see whether that's working or not. Do talk amongst yourselves for a minute. Talk amongst yourselves, because this is really just a test stream. But I wanted to see if it actually worked. Yes, see if it actually worked. And it's not doing too bad. In fact, the computer is now showing green for the stream, so we're doing all right. We're doing all right. La 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 la. Anyway, I don't know if you can see that, but we will carry on. Right, so first off, this is what annoys me. Where did I get to? May, June. Right, here we go. You've got 4 races in July, starting with Silverstone, Spielberg, La Castaner, and then finishing off at Budapest in Hungary. So you've got 4 races back to back. And as there's only 4 weeks in July, that's 1 every week, obviously. Then you've got, of course, the traditional summer break. Then you've only got 1 race in August. And that's it. 1 race in August. That makes no sense to me whatsoever. I know a lot of the personnel at F1 would rather get rid of this summer break because it doesn't really serve any purpose, because by the time they've done the last race at Budapest on the 31st of July, they've got to pack up their gear, get back home to wherever they're going, which has its own set of problems at the moment due to COVID. So it could be 4, 5, sometimes 6 days by the time they've done all that before they actually get back home again. And it's only a 3-week break. And don't forget, of course, they've then got to spend 5 days, 4 to 5 days, getting to Belgium for the next Grand Prix in August. So out of those 3 weeks, you've got to take 5 days off the front and 5 days off the back. That's 10 days. So that basically leaves them only about 8 or 9, maybe 10 days to actually have this summer break. Or even less, in fact. It might only be a week. So, I don't see the point. I really don't. They should just do 1 race every 2 weeks, just like the old days. Remember that? Yes, 1 race every 2 weeks, and just forget about the summer break. The personnel aren't complaining about doing the work. That's what they're employed to do. What they're complaining about is the fact that there's races back to back over a very, very short period of time. And it doesn't give them any sort of break. And especially if someone like Nikita Mazepin decides to bin his car into the wall when they're up until 4 o'clock in the morning trying to repair his car, it's a lot of work. It is a lot of work. I did notice, I think it was one of the head honchos, wasn't it, at Ferrari, who said that, well, if they don't like it, they can always go somewhere else, which I thought was a little bit too much, to be honest, but there you go, a little bit too much. But yes, just have it every 2 weeks, like the old days, and you will still be able to clear that calendar of March until November if you had them every 2 weeks. You'd still be able to clear that calendar. I'm sure you would. I'm not very good at maths, but I'm sure if you did that every 2 weeks, you'd still have enough to fit in that calendar. Right up until the 18th of November. I'm sure you will. Sure you will. Because you've got that big gap in between that and Belgium. Yes, you probably have to have a couple of back-to-back races, which is fair enough, on weekly to get it into the calendar. I can understand that. You But, if you've got circuits that are pretty close to each other where you could do that, like the European circuits, then, it would make sense to have a few of them back to back. But you used to have that in the old days as well. You had a couple of circuits that were, 1 week after the other. That wasn't a problem. But what I'm saying is that if you can, as much as possible, do it with a fortnightly gap in between the races, you will surely get to the end of the calendar with the same time frame as what they've got for the 2022 season. Anyway, let's move on to the races. We start then in 2022 with Bahrain. Yes, Bahrain will be starting the season. Australia is now going to be the third race of the calendar, but it has been there in third position for quite a few times. I think it was back in 2006, wasn't it? Because of the Commonwealth Games that they had to move it. And, of course, it hasn't been on the calendar because of COVID. But, so it's been moved to third place in the calendar. I'm just going to look across at my comments. 3 races, Singapore might be cancelled. Just like the Mr. Poochie Head, hello sir. Yeah, welcome to the stream. Yes, just like the old days. I don't know. It just seems stupid to me. And I say, I'm sure in that time scale, you can fit in 23 races if it's once a fortnight. As I say, even if some of them have to be back to back, like the circuits that are pretty close together, you can have a couple of sneaky back-to-back races in there. That's fine, but I was saying that used to be like the old days as well. You used to have a couple of wasn't it Silverstone and France, weren't they 1 week after each other? I remember back in the day with Magnet Pause, wasn't it Magnet Pause as I used to call it? Yeah, I'm sure they were back-to-back, weren't they? You had France first, and then Silverstone was just 1 week later. I'm sure it was, if my memory serves me correct. I'm sure it was, yeah. So you can still have a few of them, little sneaky ones in there. That's not a problem. I mean, we got La Castaner, Paul Ricard, which is in France. So that's pretty close to England. So you could have those back to back, couldn't you? Yeah, which is a bit surprising that there's actually a gap and you've got Spielberg in between there. I can't quite work that out. They should have just, but there you go. But yeah, so you can put a couple of sneaky ones in there, but mostly. Do them once a fortnight and you will still fill that timescale up. I'm sure you will. Anyway, so we start in Bahrain because I'm waffling on. It's me, Mr. Will. Welcome to the stream, Will. Yeah, this is a very weird stream from the Hookster. Very weird stream. Yes, I'm actually live streaming this for the very, very first time. Usually during these, it's just my webcam and I'm just talking into the webcam. But I am actually live streaming through YouTube and the wonders of open broadcast software. Yes, I've been working on this quite a few hours through the week, and this is what I've got. Yeah, it's absolute tits up basically, but I'm working on it. And as I said at the start of the stream, I'm hoping to actually be able to live call some people during the stream. Oh my God, someone's just crashed outside. Hello? Is everyone okay? Ambulance required? And honestly, someone has just seriously crashed outside. I just heard an enormous bang. Do we need the fire brigade? No? Okay then. We'll just ignore that and move on. Right, so yes. I'm hoping to live call. I was hoping to call the Moaning Yorkshireman because he was in at the start of the stream, but he's not in there now, so I presume he was obviously doing something, or maybe he's on the toilet or something, I don't know, but yeah, that's the plan in the future. We may actually see if we can live call the Moaning Yorkshireman and have him on as a special guest, or anyone really who wants to come on. Yes, but I haven't worked that out yet. That's for a future stream. Will says 2006 was the only time Australia was round. Oh, it was the only time, was it? Oh, okay, yeah, all right, I'll go with that. Or Austria and Germany or Nürburgring and France. Yeah. Used to be back-to-back races. Yeah. I thought they were. I seem to remember, that we used to add those because they were really close together. So it only took 2-3 days to actually move from that circuit to the next one because it's, in comparative terms, it's just up the road, isn't it? Just up the road. Yeah, France, England, just up the road. So it doesn't take long to get there, does it? Just straight across the channel. Straight across the channel. Yeah, love it. Oh wait, there's no one to actually drive any trucks to go across the channel though. But anyway, that's the theory. Oh no, no way. Get Tiamat Marduk on. Yeah, shall I ring Benjamin Daly? Shall I ring Benjamin Daly? I think he's in Australia right now, so I don't think I can. But yeah, I'll get Tiamat Marduk on. Yeah, that would be fun, wouldn't it? Anyway, let's get back to the racing format. So we've got Bahrain, and then of course we've got Jeddah, Saudi Arabia, which of course is going to be a little bit later into this current season. It's going to be right at the end, isn't it? I think second or last race. No, it's the second to last race, isn't it? Because we've obviously got to have Abu Dhabi as the last race. Yes, so that should be exciting, shouldn't it? No. I have seen the Jeddah circuit. I think Codemasters did it, which curiously they did it on Assetto Corsa, because they obviously hadn't finished the track by then, so they just, let's do it on Assetto Corsa because it's quicker. So they did it on there, and it looked pretty horrendous, I have to say. So I can't wait to start playing that, because that's going to be rubbish. It looked like Monaco, only about 10 times worse. But anyway, so we got Jeddah for second race, Australia, mate, Australia for the third race. Then of course Imola, which I understand has got the contract for, I think it's 2024, isn't it? So we've got another 2 or 3 years of Imola, which is great to see, because Imola is a classic circuit. And I was very, very happy. It was probably one of the greatest things to come out of COVID, because nothing else great has come out of COVID, is that Imola is back on the calendar. Yes, because it is such a great circuit. Yes, very nice. Love Imola. And then, of course, we've got Miami. Yes, Miami, which, of course, has got 2 asterisks next to it, because it's subject to contract and subject to FIA circuit homologation. Is that how you say it? I don't know. Homologation, which basically means some load of ponces on a weekend jolly have to go out to the circuit, drink lots of wine and some of those tomahawk steaks, the gold ones for £850 a pop. Yeah, some of those are going to have to go out to Miami, check it out, and make sure that the circuit is up to the FIA standards. Yeah, while drinking possibly a Mofftown Rothschild 1962 vintage champagne, probably while doing that as well, and then they will approve the circuit and say yes, it is fit for its purpose, and so there you go, Miami will be on the calendar. Yes, that is how the FIA approve all their circuits. Yes, £850 tomahawk gold-plated steak and a Mofftown Rothschild 1962 vintage champagne. Yeah, that's how it's done, everyone. Yes. Do they check the circuit? Yeah, they look at it. Yes, it's a circuit. Yep. It looks all right to me. Yeah, it's tarmacked and everything. So yeah. Can't get back to me tomahawk steak now, because it's lovely. Absolutely lovely. Really is. Yeah. £850. Worth every penny. It's worth every penny. Yeah. Get back to me steak. So we've got Miami with our new circuit. I did hear actually that they're trying to get 3 or 4 rounds of the championship in America. That should be pretty decent and should get the American crowds back after the disappointment, or should I say the utter dismal performance of the 2005 Grand Prix, of course, and then the audience for F1 in the US just it wasn't up there. It was only sort of there, but then it just nosedived. It just nosedived into the. It really did just nosedive. But so that should bring the audience back up again. Hopefully, that'll be good. So then we've got Spain at Barcelona. home of Carmen Jordan. Oh, oh. Then we've got Monaco. Oh God, oh God, oh God. It's still there, lads. Monaco's still on the calendar. Yep. Should have been retired about 7 years ago, but no, it's still there. Now, how are these new cars going to go around? Because they're even longer than the current ones, aren't they? How are they going to go around Monaco? Should be fun, should be fun. Well, at least they shouldn't lose as much wing, because they haven't got sort of that much aero as they had this year on the car, had they? Although those wings on those new cars, those wings, remind me, I'm going to talk about that in a minute. The wings, those new wings on those cars. We'll have a look. We'll have a look. So we got Monaco, then we got Azerbaijani, Baku. Always a good race. Always a good race. Canada is back as well. Yes, Canadians are rejoicing as we speak that they are back on the calendar. Of course, all these are subject to COVID. We don't know how it's going to go. And I've just heard that there could be 3 races of these actually missing next year. We will find out. This is just, this is the provisional calendar for 2022. If everything goes to plan, this will go to plan. But we all know that it probably won't. But there you go. Then we got the United Kingdom. Or should I say the United Kingdom of fuck all. As we are right now. Yes. Oh my God. Let's move on to Austria. That's the next one. France at Le Castellet. Something like that anyway. Hungary, of course. Blur. I don't like Hungary. Nah, don't like Hungary. Belgium, Spa, Francorchamps. Quite possibly the best circuit on the calendar. Yes. Especially with Eau Rouge, Interradion, Stavelot. Is that the one? I don't know. I think that's somewhere else actually. But yeah, I do love a bit of Spa. How can you not like a bit of Spa? That's what I say. Then we got Zandvoort. Back again. Italy at Monza. Another circuit I love. High speed. Russia at Sochi. Singapore, which I understand could be off the calendar, but at the moment it's still there. Japan at Suzuka. Austin in Texas. Mexico. Then Brazil in its traditional second from last position, I think you could say, for Brazil. Yeah. And then, of course, you got the traditional Abu Dhabi for the last round of the championship. So 23 rounds for the 2022 calendar. In my opinion, far too many. 17, 18 is enough for a world championship. 17 or 18. You don't need 23. You really don't. I hear that in a few years' time it could be up to 25 races. 25 races. That's just too many. Now, back in the day when the point system was different and you only got 10 for a win, 23 races would have been a good idea. Yeah, everyone would have loved that. But of course now with the 25 points for a win system, that really negates the need for extra races, because if you win the race, you get enough points anyway. I mean, back in the days of the 90s, and that, you really had to fight for those points because, second place was only 6 World Championship points. 6! Can you imagine that? 6 World Championship points. And you only got placings down to 6th place. So you really had to fight for those points. You really did. So 23 rounds in a championship back then would have been perfect. But nowadays, you just don't need it. You really just don't need it, because you can wrap a championship up in 16 rounds if you're a Mercedes driver or a Red Bull driver. I shouldn't be biased, but yes, you can wrap up a championship in 16 rounds. So you really don't need 23. If next year, of course, no one knows what's going to happen next year because of all the new cars regulations, which I also understand that they are actually going to postpone until 2023. They're going to bring in a load of regulations, but they're just going to phase them in gradually during 2022 and see how they work, so that all the teams can get used to the new regulations, and then they will bring the new regulations in properly in 2023. So they've delayed it by 12 months, the new regulations. Of course, the regulation that is standard, of course, is the new cars. Yeah, they will be brought in. So they're not going to do another year without those. But for they had quite a few other technical regulations which they've now delayed for 12 months, or they're going to just draft them in slowly during the season and see how the teams get on with them. So, yeah, as I say, I guarantee if we get all 23 of those rounds in next year, if another team like Red Bull or Mercedes ends up pretty dominant like they have been in past years, I'm pretty sure by about Sochi round 17, yeah, the championship will probably be wrapped up. And the remaining 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, the remaining 6 races will just be, the usual one-off races to decide second places and stuff like that. That, to be honest, really no one cares about, do they? Once the championship is over, how much attention do you actually give to the remaining races? I know I don't. I'm like, yeah, I still watch them, but I'm like, yeah, because they're just battling for, second places and stuff like that. I mean, it's still exciting, but, once the championship's done, isn't it? I've always said, actually, that once the championship is over, they should say that's it and finish it. But obviously they won't, because of all the money that's pumped into the circuits. They have to go there, otherwise they'll lose millions. But I think after the championship's won, they should just say that's it, finished, on to next year. But that's just me. Right, let's have a look. I can't understand why I can't get the chat up on here. Let's see if I can a minute. So that's the schedule for 2022. Yes, 2022. Oops. Don't move that one, Dave. Move that one. Let's make that a bit bigger. Right, let's see if I can get my chat to come up, because I can't understand why it's not coming up. I've got it on the laptop, but I have to keep looking across to have a look at the chat. I'll see it up on this screen right here. And then, yes, 2022. Don't move that one, Dave. Move that one. Let's make that a bit bigger. There's the chat. Now, there might be a delay for you if you're watching this on the stream. Chat to come up. There might be a slight delay on the chat, but let's have a look. I've got it on the laptop, but I have to keep looking across the chat. If I can hear my own voice, so I've got to turn that down. I'll see it up on this screen right here. And then, Will F1 says, let's go to Australia, then to Imola, and then pop over to Miami. What sense? Yeah, I know, I understand. What? No sense. No sense whatsoever. Oh, there's the chat. Now, there might be a delay for you if you're watching this on the stream. Going on there. Let's switch that off. Apologies if you heard me booming out there for a moment. Right, it's just back to me now. As I say, this is just a test stream. I'm just testing whether it actually works or not. Yes, I'm just testing. So if there's any sort of technical glitches, then I do apologise. Anyway. Champ92, hello sir, welcome to the stream. Back in the days, I would never have thought we would see 23 races on the F1 calendar. That's just insane. Don't get me wrong, I like to see more races, but I do feel sorry for the staff members. Yeah, I do feel sorry for the staff members as well. And as I said at the start of the stream, I think it was someone at Ferrari saying, well, if they don't like it, they can go somewhere else, which I don't agree with that, to be honest. I don't agree with that. And probably shouldn't have been said, but there you go. Will F1 says Australia will be cancelled again, is my prediction. Yeah, it probably will be, Will. Especially the way the COVID is going at the moment. I think it probably will be cancelled again, because Australia are very, very tight on their COVID controls. It's very, very difficult to even get into Australia, even if you're a citizen. I've heard it's very difficult to get into Australia, and they are pretty much locked down tight at the moment. So I can't honestly see that changing. But we will see. We will see. Due to the cough. Yes, due to the cough. The cough will see Australia cancel once again. The amount of travelling and the costs that go with it are brutal. But hey, good for us fans, I guess. Yeah, it is good for us fans. But yeah, the staff, as I said a bit earlier, if you've got someone like Nikita Mazepin who chucks his car straight into the barrier in something like practice or qualifying, they're probably up till 4 o'clock in the morning trying to get that car ready for the next day. So, yeah, that's not good. That's not good. If you sort of compound that with the fact that they're working all day anyway, you know, it's not like they're just going to start working through the night. They've already been working all day, and if they got to repair a car till 4 o'clock in the morning, they're like working, I don't know, God knows, 17-hour day. I don't know. Not good. Not good. Hopefully we will get a bloody at Spa Frankie Champs next year. Yes, hopefully we will. Abu Dhabi at the end is a joke. Yes, it is, but it's unfortunately it's traditional, isn't it? It's traditional, so it's got to be on there. It's got to be on there. Yeah, it's got to be on there. Yawn Marina. Yeah. The calendar is a mess, to be honest. Yeah, I do agree. It is, you know, it is a little bit up and down. A little bit up and down. But as you already said it yourself, Dave, a lot of these dates are only provisional, and for the moment, due to COVID, I doubt that we'll see some of these Grand Prix. 25 races? Wow, nah, come on, too much. Yeah, 25. Yeah, that's what I heard. They were gonna add another couple of races to make it 25. I know Bernie Eccleston was always about doing more races back in his day, wasn't he? He was always saying, yeah, we'll get it up to 25 races a season. Yeah, 30 races, 40, we're going up to 50. Well, old balmy Bernie. Yeah, 50 races a season. We don't care. Yeah. What smaller teams? No, just get rid of them. We don't need them. We'll just have 4 cars for every team. Yeah, 4 cars for every team. Yeah, we get rid of the smaller teams. We don't need them, do we? No. They're just an embarrassment, really, aren't they? Just sit there at the back of the grid. What's the point in them? What's the point of them? We only need Ferrari. That's all we need is Ferrari. So just get rid of the rest. Who needs them? Good old Bernie the Bolt. Good old Bernie the Bolt. Right, let's make that a bit bigger. I've got to get rid of that now because it's slowing down my stream, I think. Slowing down my stream. Which is not good. Let's adjust me a little bit. As you can see, this is still work in progress. This is a work in progress stream. That's better. That'll do. So to anyone who doesn't know, this is TB the Bear. Yes, he's got his own fan club now. Yeah. He's a very, very big bear now in the world of bears. And because it's getting colder now in the UK, he has finally got his clothes on. Yes, got his clothes back on. So he just wants to say a special hello to all his fans out there. Yes, and don't forget to like and subscribe. Yes, like and subscribe. So there you go, everyone. This was just a test stream. So in the future, hopefully, if I can arrange it, I will see if I can call someone and get them live on the stream. Yes, live on the stream, and then we can have a conversation. I'm looking at only the best sort of people to be on the stream. So Benjamin Daly, if you would like to be on the next Hookster Talks, then please send me a direct message and we'll sort out the contracts. And Arava, oh my God, if Arava wants to be on the next Hookster Talks, then please send me a DM and you know we'll sort out those contracts, because I would love a hour and a half conversation with Arava. Yes, I would indeed. Take that smirk off your face, Dave. But any of the big YouTubers, Mr. Tomo F1, if he wants to join, yes, feel free. He comes from South London, mate, doesn't he? And he doesn't really. He's Essex. Yeah, he comes from Essex, not South London at all. No. But anyway, I just look across at the comments. I'll look on the laptop now because I say my stream was disappearing fast in quality there. What have we got? Having Jornalina as round 4 and Sochi swapping with France would be the perfect logistical calendar. Yes. But you're talking about F1 here, Will. Come on. You're talking about F1. They don't exactly do logistics very well, do they? No. No. Oh, yeah, that's what I wanted to talk about before. I was about to go there, but let me sort this out first. Dun, 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 dun. So you're all right? I just thought of something else I was going to talk about. So I was just about to go, but I'm staying. I'm staying. La 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 la. La 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 la. This is what I wanted to talk about. As he says. This is what I wanted to talk about. There we go. Let's stick me somewhere that's not here. Make me a little bit smaller. There we go. Yes, this is what I wanted to talk about. The new F1 2022 car. Yes. Looks great, doesn't it? Looks absolutely gorgeous. No, it doesn't. Look at the state of that front wing. It looks like someone's literally just grabbed hold of it and bent it around with their hand, doesn't it? It looks like it's literally gone. That'll do. That'll do. That's very weird. It looks better in this picture actually, but I saw a picture the other day where it literally looks like someone's, got a piece of like thin metal and just bent it around. It looked very weird indeed. Now those front wings are not going to last 5 minutes at Monaco, are they? And the trouble is that surely, because of the height of that front wing, is a serious aerodynamic piece, because it's obviously going to make the airflow go straight over that front tyre there, and actually underneath, you see that winglet there that's going over the top of the front tyre, so the airflow must go underneath and through the front tyre there, and then must go through this diffuser section, yes, through this section here, and then out the back like that. That's got to be how the aerodynamics work for 2022. Very simplified explanation from Dave there, but I'm not an aeronautical engineer, but it's simple. It's simple just looking at it, that the airflow must go from that front wing underneath there, sweep round there, and out the back. So if you lose that front wing, you're going to have zero downforce on there for the front of the car. And so anyone who loses the whole of that front element, which is going to be very, very easily, because a tiny bit of sideways contact, and that's going to be gone. That's going to be gone. I mean, we've had like the winglets on the cars before, but they're only sort of half the height of that front wing, weren't they? So if you lose some of that winglet, that wasn't so bad. But just look at the height of that front section of the nose. So if that comes off, you're going to have zero downforce on the car at the front. And that means that you're going to have to pit. It's not going to be a case of, oh, I'll be able to keep on going. You're literally going to have to come straight into the pits to get your wing changed. So I can see quite a few problems there for the midfielders and the Nikita Mazepins of the world with this new 2022 car. The rest of the car looks okay. The design is a lot more simplified, and I do like the way the air, as you can see, is going to flow from front to back. I'm not so sure, not so sold on the rear wing though. Not so sure on that. That looks, I don't know, looks a little bit weird. And of course, no DRS on the back, so no wing that changes position. So that's going to be a fixed wing, hence the fact that there's those two struts coming out the back, which is going to hold the wing in place. So yes, no DRS for 2022, which I am quite happy about, because I never liked the DRS system anyway. I thought it was just an artificial way of trying to improve the racing, and it never really worked. Never really worked, in my opinion, because you could get DRS behind the cars and you still couldn't overtake them. So yeah, it worked in like the early years from like 2011 onwards for those sort of first few years, but these last years, with the way the cars have changed, the DRS system has really sort of taken a back seat to actually what it was intended to do. That's probably why they've now scrapped it and gone for this instead. But yeah, I'm not so sold on the rear wing. Doesn't really wet my whistle, I have to say. I'm not too keen on that. The rest of the car's pretty similar to a normal F1 car, has to be said. We've got these little winglets now coming out the side of the airbox, and of course another aerodynamic piece which probably contains the onboard cameras, which is sitting on top of the airbox. So that's pretty good. Of course, we've got the halo, which is mandatory, so that's going to be in there. And yeah, these little aero pieces on the front, I don't know. Hasn't Formula E got something very similar to that? Because that's what it reminds me of, a Formula E car with these little aero pieces on the front. So I'm not really sold on that. But of course, if it's got to be there because of the way this front wing is pushing the air, then I can understand why they've done it. Because otherwise, this air that comes off of here is just going to be splattered really over the front tyre, isn't it? And not going to, as I say, come round, sweep round like it should do coming out the back like that. So it's just going to sort of go like that, isn't it? So it probably needs that little wing there to stabilise the airflow so that it goes from the front to the back and goes out the rear. So I can see why it's there, but I don't know, just not a real fan of that. But apart from that, like the middle piece of the car, all this bit here, looks pretty decent, I have to say. I like that. Looks pretty modern and up to date. I do like the sweeping front wing as well. As you can see, the way that wing sweeps forward reminds me of some of the noses of some of the older cars. So that's good, but I'm definitely not sold on this front wing. Definitely not sold. And I'm pretty sure it possibly, well, I say that, but obviously if it needs the airflow for there, I can't see that they're going to change the design of that. So that could be what they're going to have to put up with for quite a few years. Quite a few years. And I'm not sold on the height of that front wing. I just, if that comes off, they're going to have to pit straight away. Definitely. There's not going to be any sort of hobbling around and hoping it's okay. I mean, they lose the side panel winglets off the cars all the time, don't they? And they usually carry on going till the pit stop, then get the wing replaced. I think that if you lose that whole panel there, because of the airflow that's not going to be working, I think they're going to have to come in straight away. That's going to add a little bit of strategy to the races, but it's also possibly going to add a few, I don't know, problems. Because it could be used to a tactical advantage. If someone was, thinking that way, they thought, oh, if I just take his wing out, then, I'm in the box seats, aren't I? So that could be used as a tactic. So we will see what happens with that anyway later on. But there it is. The F1 2022 car. This is what they're going to look like next year. I mean, it's not... When it first came out, I thought, bloody hell, that looks radical design. But now you've sort of got used to it, it doesn't look that much different from this year's car, to be honest. Apart from there's a lot of aero pieces sort of missing. But I noticed that there's some on the front wing again. I thought there wasn't going to be any. I thought it was going to be flat. But it just depends on what sort of pictures you look at. This one here, you can definitely see there's aerodynamic pieces on that front wing because it's actually sort of layered up, as you can see there. Like I say, it just depends which sort of angle you actually look at this car from, that it does look quite flat. But on there, it does definitely, there's different aero pieces on there. So yeah, apart from that, it looks okay. I think that's the new size tyres, isn't it? The 18-inch wheels that Pirelli have got for 2022. So that's the slightly bigger wheels because they only use 16-inch, I think, at the moment, don't they? So this is the 18-inch wheel. So 2 inches more. I'm not going to say anything else. But yeah, so bigger wheels. Bigger wheels, better aero, hopefully means that when the cars get up to the cars behind, that they will be able to pass cleanly and safely without any problems. Personally, I don't think it's quite going to work like that. No. There's lots of people saying that they're just going to breeze up behind a car and just go straight past. But this unfortunately now is going to bring the bad drivers more into focus, because now you've literally got to pass someone properly. Before, of course, you had the DRS, which was basically a driver aid. So you went up behind someone, you had the wing open, which means you had less downforce on the car, which means you could pass straight past the car in front of you with very little effort, because he just had no defence, because his DRS was shut. So he had more drag on his car, so it wasn't going as far. So you could just straight past. But now they've actually got to overtake cars properly. Yes, like the old days. That's going to be a lot of fun, especially for Nikita Mazepin. Yes, he's actually going to have to overtake a car properly without relying on an artificial driver aid to get past. So for that, I'm really excited. Now, I think for the first 4 or 5 rounds of the season next year, it is going to be very exciting because everything's going to be new. And I think that the teams that are up the top now, they're going to be up there. But I think there's going to be a bit of shuffling, because everyone's still going to be trying to work out, how this new car works. So I think that's going to be good. The first few rounds are going to be really good. But I think after that, around about round 5 or 6, I think everything will return back to normal again. And it'll end up just like a normal season, to be honest. Just like a normal season. But I am excited for the first 4 or 5 rounds of the season next year, because I think it is going to be a great season. I really do. Yeah. And then it will return back to normal again. So here you go. That has been my hour analysis of the front wing aero package on the new F1 2022 car. Yes. I am an aerospace engineer in my spare time. Yes, I used to work for NASA. Yes. No, not really. No, that's a complete and utter lie. Yes. But there you go. Let's have a look at the comments before I go. Oh, there's lots of them. Let's have a look. Chab92 says Bernie Ecclestone was not called the Zampano in Formula 1 for nothing. For some reason, you just have to like him. I don't know. No, you just have to love Bernie the Bolt. Yeah, I don't know why, but you just have to, really, don't you? It's just some of the things he came up with. Anyway, let's make me bigger again, just in case I get copyrighted for showing that on screen. Who knows with YouTube. So yeah, you just have to love Bernie the Bolt. It has to be said. You just have to love Bernie the Bolt. But he did have some crazy ideas. Stop, like and subscribe now, Dave. Yeah, stop, like and subscribe. That's what you need to do. Like and subscribe. Wow, my computer's doing really well with this stream right now. It's in the green. It's in the green. It says it's okay. Wow, can't believe it. Tomo F1 now thinks Verstappen might win the champ. Does he really? Oh, that's a bit of a turnaround, isn't it? I thought Lewis was going to win it. Wowzers, me trousers. Is that possibly because Lewis hasn't been doing very well lately? I don't know. Well done, Tomo F1. Well done indeed. In my opinion, says Mr. Poochie Head, I love the 2022 car. There you go. You heard it here first, everyone. Long-time fan of F1 Games PlayStation and a member as well, I'd like to say, because he's got a little symbol next to his name. Mr. Poochie Head says he loves the F1 2022 car. So there you go. You heard it here first. Well done. The front wing reminds me of the 90s. Yes, I do agree. It does remind me of the 90s as well. Yes, I do like it. I like it, but I'm just worried how long it's going to stay on the cars. But then we did worry about that in 2009, didn't we? with those horrendous front wings. Let's face it, they were horrendous front wings, but it didn't do too bad really in the season, did it? There was quite a few wing losses, but it wasn't as bad as everyone thought it was. Everyone thought into turn one, the first race, everyone was going to lose a wing, but they didn't. But yeah, those wings in 2009 were just horrendous, weren't they? They really were. Unbelievable. Champ92 says, what are your thoughts about the current TV directors in F1? Personally, I find it sad that they missed a lot of the action in the field. Take Sochi, for example. So many great battles we missed. Yeah, I quite agree with you. I think the F1 coverage lately, now unfortunately in the UK, we have to pay to watch the full races, and I haven't got Sky TV, so I actually only watch the highlights. But I understand the highlights are only sort of off the Sky Live TV feed anyway, so they actually haven't got any control over what's broadcast. It's just, as I say, the highlights of Sky really. So I have noticed, yeah, that the broadcast quality the last few years has not been good. Now, of course, that may be due to COVID, whereas they haven't got their full TV teams out there. I'm not quite sure. So hopefully, sort of next year it'll get better again. But yeah, they certainly have missed quite. I mean, I keep seeing them on YouTube after the races, sort of some of these overtaking, and I thought, I didn't see that. I didn't see that at all. Where was that then? So yeah, it's a bit disappointing, but we can't really comment on that until we find out about COVID being over and whether or not they have got the full team that's working out. I suspect they haven't. I suspect they're running on sort of like a skeleton crew, you know, just the main people that are needed to get the job done, basically. And of course, when that happens, you've always got to sort of cut a few corners. And one of those corners, unfortunately, is actually getting, you know, what's happening in the race done, which they seem to be missing for some unknown reason. I don't know. Or maybe the TV directors aren't very good and need replacing. That could be a thing. But we will find out next year, obviously. But at the moment, yeah, not happy about the TV coverage of F1. So we will find out. Will F1 says, come on, Dave, stop waffling. Yeah, it's all right. I'm going to disappear in a minute. As soon as I've read the comments, I know. Too much waffle. Hello, Scott Barnes. We got Spot Carnes. Spot Carnes is in the house. Yeah. Scott Barnes is in the house, everyone. Yes, welcome to my test stream, Scott. Yes, this is only a test stream. Basically, I'm just doing an actual live stream. Usually I just get the webcam and I'm just recording that, but this is actually being streamed through OBS software, yes, for the first time, because eventually what I want to do is to be able to speak to people for the show. So, you know, I'm hoping to get Josh Damoni Yorkshireman on the show and to actually speak to him live. He was at the start of the show in there, but he hasn't come back since. He was only in there for the first minute, so he was obviously busy. He does say he's busy on a Thursday, so that's probably why. But yeah, if I can get someone and actually talk to them, I don't know if it's going to work or not, but that's the reason why I'm just doing this test stream. So this is a proper stream. I was also trying to test whether the computer is actually up to the task. At the start of the stream, it didn't seem like it was up to the task, but as it's gone on, it's not been too bad, I have to say. It's in the yellow at the moment. Oh, it's gone red now. It's gone red now, but yeah, it's not doing too bad. It sort of goes from green to yellow, so that's not too bad. So yeah, we will see. We will see what happens. So hi Scott, welcome to the stream. I almost forgot. Yeah, I'm doing pretty well, mate. Thanks very much. How much can you waffle? I can waffle for England, Mr. Will F1, and Scotland, Wales, Northern Ireland, and most of the home territories as well. I can waffle for. Don't you worry about that. Yes, I've got more waffle than a waffle iron. Yes, and I'll tell you what, that's got some waffle as a waffle iron. Yeah, lots of waffle, but I can waffle more than a waffle iron. You waffle more than Mr. Vault. Now, wait a minute. That's going too far. that's going too far. Yes. Because I always start to plan to finish whatever I do, and eventually I will finish this stream. But Mr. Rules, if he did a live stream, he'd be talking for about 3 days before he actually got to the point of what he was streaming about. Let's just straighten the glasses there, Dave. Otherwise, that's it. Yes, he would actually take you 3 days to actually get to the point. I do love Mr. P.S. Luton Rules. I really do. He doesn't speak to me anymore, though, unfortunately, because he is now a big sort of, celebrity writer. Yes, he writes for the Race website. If anyone sort of wants to go there and see some of his articles, he's done quite a few. He does a lot on esports, stuff like that. So he is quite a celebrity now. I have sent him lots of messages, very nice messages, in fact, and I've had no reply for quite a while now. Because obviously, I'm too low down the food chain now for him to bother to make any sort of reply, because as I say, he's a professional writer with the Race now, so why does he need to talk to me, basically? So yeah, but maybe one day he'll see it in his heart to contact me again and say hi. I mean, considering I was the one that made him famous anyway, but did I get any thanks for that, lads? No, not a dicky bird, not an ounce of thanks did I get for that, even though I made him famous. Yes, I brought back his series that unfortunately he had to cancel due to technical problems, and I came up with a solution for him, and the series was back. If anyone doesn't remember, it was his reverse grid race series. It's his most popular series on his channel, in fact. Yes, his most popular series on the channel, and so I was the instigator that helped him bring it back by suggesting some technical things that he could do to bring the series back. He brought it back to loads and loads of views, really loads and loads of views, and that was it. I didn't get an ounce of thanks. No, not an ounce of thanks, but what can you do? Of course, he's got that most popular video on his channel, which is a F1 2016 crash montage video. Yeah, he made it all up himself. He did all the crashes himself, so, and did some F1 97 music or something like that on it. Anyway, it was picked up by YouTube, went into their search engine, right at the top of their search engine, for about 2 weeks. And he ended up with 1.3 million views for that video, so he was just a lucky bastard. And yeah, every year since then, he's tried to emulate that success, because he does 2017 crash, 2018 crash, 2019 crash video, 2020. Yes, but he's come nowhere near. His last one, 2021, I don't know, I think he got about 3,000 views. So it wasn't a lot. No, it wasn't a lot, because everyone had cottoned on to him by then. The fact that he does all the crashes himself and just whacks any old tune from F1 97 in the background. Everyone's worked that out now, so they're not going to be fooled twice by Mr. Rules. So yeah, but he still tries every year to try and reach the epiphany of that 1.3 million view. But he's not going to do it. No. It was a one-off, and that's it. But yeah, unfortunately, he doesn't contact me anymore. So what can you do? He's a big shot now and just hasn't got time for the people that made him where he is. Yeah, the people that made... He hasn't got time for them. So, yeah, fair enough. Oh, dear. Sometimes I rewatch some scenes on Twitter and in the highlights on YouTube. Highlights are always the best option if you don't have time to follow the races. Yeah, I'm actually getting into the highlights now, I have to admit. Yeah. In fact, if I watched a full race now, I'd probably start going, oh, this is boring, isn't it? But yeah, I'm getting quite into the highlights. So it might be highlights for me from now on. Yes. Waffles are better than pancakes. If you say so. If you say so. I unfortunately can't stand pancakes, so I'll have to agree with you. Yeah. Poochie Head says, ground effect just like the late 70s. Oh, yes, the late... Now, Mr. Poochie Head, I'm not going to say anything about your age, but do you remember the ground force car with the big turbo fan on the back of it? That was a great idea, that was. Absolutely great. That would have won the season if it hadn't got banned. It would have done, because it was just brilliant. That fan was just pushing that car. It was just glued onto the track. It really was. It was just glued. It was nailed onto that track. That car was not going an inch. No. And that definitely would have won the season. But the FIA went, oh, oops. We've made a honey boo-boo. We've made a honey boo-boo. Yeah, let's ban it. Yeah, that's it. Ban it. So there you go. But yeah, that was a great car. Love that one. Can't remember who it was. Who was it? Who made that? Was it Tyrrell? Was it Tyrrell? Tyrrell was popped into my... But it might not be. But anyway, yeah. The floor and the diffuser is going to be glued to the track. But if the car hits a curb, it's going to be seriously tricky for the drivers to handle it. Yeah. Yeah, I quite agree. I can see quite a few spin-outs from our friend, Mr. Nikita Marzi Spin. Yes. Hopefully Haas will have a better year next year. Because, of course, everyone who follows F1 will know that they basically did zero development on this year's car for the Haas. They said, no, we just concentrate on next year's car. So, in fact, I think this year's car is basically the same as last year's car. And they've done nothing to it. They may have changed a few bits on the front and rear wings. But apart from that, that Haas is pretty much the same as last 2020 Haas. Because they said, no, we can't be bothered with this year's car. We've got to plough it all into 2022. So hopefully Haas should do a little bit better. But personally, I don't think they will, because I think Williams will be doing a good job again. Unfortunately, not without George Russell, but I still think they'll be doing good. "2022 might be the last year of DRS." Yes. Rest in peace, DRS. 2011-20. Yes, rest in peace, DRS. Goodbye. Goodbye. I was never a fan. Never a fan, but there you go. I prefer the free-to-air because everyone gets for free the biggest motorsport in the world. Yes, exactly. Now, if you remember back in the day, Bernie Ecclestone said, F1 will always be free to watch. You remember that? And yet, a couple of years ago, I know Mr. Champ F1 will confirm this as well, because I know that Germany recently, I think it was a few years ago, lost the TV rights to F1 to actually show it for free, and you have to pay for it. I remember reading about that. So yes, Bernie said F1 will always be free, but we had the same over here a couple of years ago. Sky had the exclusive rights to F1, and it looked like there was going to be no way of watching F1 in the UK. Of course, there's always streaming off the internet and stuff like that, but to actually watch it on your TV screen, it looked like it was not going to be on the cards. But at sort of the last minute, Channel 4 managed to get in there and managed to show the highlights, because otherwise there would have been no free F1 to watch in the UK, and that's happening all over the place at the moment. But I don't agree with it. Because say you got Sky having exclusive rights, yeah, instantly you lose about 6 million viewers because you're on a paid TV platform, and that's it. There's nothing else you can do. If you can't watch it because you don't want to pay for it, then you won't, will you? So you instantly lose 6 million viewers. Now, Sky TV, yeah, who show the races live, actually get lower viewing figures than Channel 4, who show the highlights. So what does that tell you? Because if it's free, people will watch it, obviously. But if you've got to pay for it, people won't. So I'm very, very glad that we now have the highlights with Channel 4. And I do believe we got that deal for quite a few years, right up until 2027, I think. And then it will probably just get renewed again. But at the moment, yeah, I'm very happy that we have got the highlights. Yes. Because unfortunately, Bernie was correct when he said that F1 will always be free. But unfortunately, Bernie is not in F1 anymore. So, you know, everything changes when that happens. So, yeah, I'm glad. The fan car. Yes, who remembers the fan car? In my mind, someone should always be thankful to those who made you fame or helped you along the way, regardless of what you think of others and what they think about you. It's give and take. Yes, it is, Mr. Pucciello. I quite agree. I'm sure he's fine. I'm sure he's just busy, because I say he's got a proper working job now at the race. He's writing for them, so I'm sure he's just too busy, and eventually he will answer one of my pleading direct messages that I sent him. So I'm not gonna say anything more about, because I don't think he is. I think he's just, as I say, too busy at the moment. So I'm sure probably around about Christmas time, when everyone's on a break, he will most likely answer, because he always has done in the past. It's only since he started that job on the race that he hasn't. So I'm pretty sure he's just too busy, and I'm just being me, basically. Yes, finding any excuse. So yeah, I'm sure it'll be fine. Because the small YouTubers, for example, are just as important as the bigger ones, if not even more. The small content creators are just as worth as the bigger ones. Yeah, I quite agree. And a lot of the big YouTubers actually steal the ideas off the smaller YouTubers, especially if it's a good idea. I've seen that happen many times in the past. They steal the ideas and put it out there because obviously they're on a bigger platform. I did happen to laugh the other day looking at Twitter when one of the big YouTubers, I won't say who it was, but was complaining about YouTube being so stressful and things like that. Once you're established on the YouTube platform as a big YouTuber, you could basically put out any old shit video and you're still going to get the views for it. This is what makes me laugh. Yeah, you're still going to get the views. I mean, I'm not going to talk about a certain other channel, but let's just say that it's got yellow and another sort of colour as its sort of team logo colours, yeah, and it reminds me of an old James Bond film as well, yeah, that started with Q. But yeah, that sort of channel, I mean, they could just put any old shit they like out on it and it will still get, I don't know, 100, 200, 300, 400,000 views. But there's no quality there. It's just absolute rubbish. And they're just so random videos as well. There's no sort of continuity. It's just anything. Yeah, because they've got this parity, as I say, on YouTube. Probably caused by the fact that the person who is one of these four people happens to be a Formula One driver, which obviously, brings up a lot of people's awareness and they start watching the videos. But as I say, if you're a big YouTuber and you're established on the platform, you can release any old shit and you'll still get 100, 200, 300,000 views. So I really don't see why you're sitting there bitching and whining about editing videos at 3:30 in the morning. Yeah, 3:30 in the morning. I mean, editing is editing. It's a pain in the arse, but you got to do it. You got to do it because that is the video. It's got to be done. But I don't see the point in sitting there bitching about it because let's face it, they're not getting £5 a video, are they? If they're getting 400,000 views, they're not getting £5 a video. Come on, let's be sensible about this. I know how YouTube works and I know how much they pay out for the amount of views that you get, and they're definitely not getting £5 a video. So, maybe they shouldn't complain so much. But anyway, I mean, any big YouTuber out there, you come down and spend a day with me and I'll show you what real stress is like. Yeah, I'll show you what real stress is like. I mean, I literally have, I don't know, 29 minutes a day to do YouTube, and that's about it. Yeah, that's about it. That's all I have time to do. So YouTube is literally like the last thing I have to do, in a day, and I get like 29 minutes a day or something like that. So I've literally got to be on it. So yeah, come on, any big Mr. Benjamin Daly, why don't you drive down in your Audi R8 or whatever it is? Yeah, you can park it outside. It's not a problem. Unfortunately, I haven't got a garage. No, it's off-street parking. So I'm sure you'll be all right with that. Though. Just park it outside, mate, and come and spend the day with me. And we'll have a great old time, and you'll see what being a small YouTuber's like. Yeah, I mean, I know you were originally, but you're not now. So perhaps you need a little refresher course. I don't know. But anyway, that's enough from me. I remember ITV was planning to bring back F1 back in 2016. So closer. Yeah, that was a shame. But Channel 4 coverage has but phenomenal. But I missed F1 ITV so much because I grew up with them. Yeah, I did like F1 ITV, I must admit. 1997, first season on ITV. Such a shock to everyone. They were like, what? what's this doing on ITV? And it came out of nowhere because back in the day, no internet, of course. So, you know, I mean, I think it was announced, I don't know, a couple of days later, a couple of days before it started on the news. I remember there's a video on YouTube where it's ITV News and they're saying about the new season being on ITV, and there's an interview with Murray Walker as well. You'll find that on YouTube if you just type it in. But it was literally like 2 or 3 days before, and that was it. And everyone was like, what? Where did that suddenly come from? Well, it suddenly came from the fact that the BBC used to show it, and ITV just came out of nowhere and put in such a high bid, and the BBC, they had nowhere to go. In fact, the head of the BBC actually phoned up Bernie Ecclestone and said, what is this? Why didn't you even offer it to us? And he said, well, he says, unless you've been hiding your light under a bushel for the last 15 years, he says, I knew there was no way you could match what the ITV was going to pay, so I went with them. So that was it. That was the end of the F1 on BBC. But of course it did return later, didn't it? After ITV. If anyone remembers. Yes, after ITV it then went back to the BBC, and in the BBC, unfortunately, due to the costs involved, couldn't run it anymore. So then they passed it over to Channel 4. But yeah, it was back on the BBC after ITV, which was very strange indeed. Thank you, Mr. Poochie Head, for the Jesus emoji. Right, that's it. I'm going to stop waffling now. I'd just like to say thanks so much for watching, everyone. You've been awesome as always. I'd like to thank everyone in the stream. Or wait a minute, Scott's still here. But I do know in 95, ITV signed the contract of 1997. Yeah. Done and dusted. And there was nothing the BBC could do about it. No. I think if I recall, although don't quote me on it, I think ITV paid 75 million for 3 years. And I think the BBC at that time were paying 15 million to Bernie for a year-on-year contract to show it on the BBC. So 15 million against 75 for 3 years. There's just no way, was there? No way that was going to happen. So that's why they went with ITV. Anyway, I'd just like to say a special thank you from me and Mr. TB Bear. Thanks for watching this test stream. This was just a test stream, so that's why it was shit. Because I was just basically seeing whether my computer could actually do this, and it has done it pretty well, I have to say. It's gone red now, unfortunately, but yeah, it has done it pretty well. So yeah, hopefully I will be able to get some people and we can have a conversation about F1 live on the stream. We'll see how that works. We'll see how that works in the future. Okay, so but it's good because I can get the graphics on the screen, which I can't do with the webcam because the webcam is just me in full screen. But with this I can actually get, you know, sort of different graphics on the screen, which enable me to look at the new car and of course the circuits. So that could be pretty good for future streams. But I say eventually I will try and get some guests on the show if anyone turns up. Perhaps they won't. Perhaps they don't want to be on the Hookster Talks, but who knows. Anyway, I'd just like to say thanks so much for watching. Oh, Scott says bye-bye, Dave and T. Yeah, bye-bye from Dave and TB. TB the bear, TB the bear, TB the bear, 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 bear. Love you, you sexy beast. Mwah, mwah. That's it. That'll get me off YouTube. Let's put TB back. So thanks to everyone watching tonight. And in the chat we had Mr. Champ 92, Scott Barnes, Poochie Head, who was Mr. Will F1, of course. I think that was it. Was that it? I'm just scrolling up the stream. No, we had Mr. Jupiter right at the start of the stream as well. Thank you, sir. And of course, right at the start of the stream, we had the Moaning Yorkshireman, who just basically said about 2 lines and then buggered off. Yes, buggered off. Anyway, that's it from me. I just like to say thank you. You've all been awesome as always. Oh, have we got a Grand Prix this weekend? Have we? I think we have. Yes, possibly. So enjoy the Grand Prix, and I will catch you in the next video. Now this will be a laugh because I've got to work out now how to actually stop streaming. If I haven't worked it out, I should probably still be streaming here for the next 4 hours. Okay,